Hi, welcome back to another episode of D&D podcast. My name is Dante,
This is Dallas.
and today we are going to talk about Tennessee Volunteers. So,
Which, what I brought up to him before we started, it says 3 days ago, Tennessee football player Brandon Davis suffers a gunshot wound and treated for injury. Tennessee football player Brandon Davis suffered a gunshot wound in his leg in a weekend incident, and he is under investigation by Knoxville police. He was transported to UT Medical Center and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. It says right here, Knoxville police officer was flagged down at 12:32 in an outside bar on Cumberland Avenue about an individual suffering from a gunshot wound. The officer wrote in an incident report obtained by Knox News, and Davis appeared to have a small caliber wound, but he said he has no idea who shot him or why they shot him. And his dad came out and said he didn't shoot himself. He's never touched a gun in his life. And I taught my son to not be a fool and to not play with guns. So I don't understand why
I don't
understand why that even happened. I mean, it has nothing to do with like that, but it's just crazy. Just some more crazy news that come out of Tennessee.
I don't even understand the
First,
article.
It's just about the football player who plays on the team
Shot
himself in the leg, and he's it's like they're playing it off. I don't know if they're trying to get publicity or.
No, I'll tell you one thing.
It's just.
I know his leg was burning with that bullet hole.
That's crazy though. But anyway. So we'll move on to the next topic, and that's just crazy. But you have anything first that you wanna
No, I would just
say, or
that's just ridiculous.
I don't know why they're saying that nobody shot him, but
So, I mean,
anyway.
The safety was off. I'm just
probably just trying to search some stuff up.
The safety was off.
But I wanted to ask you first, how good do you think this Tennessee football team is?
If I had to grade them, I'd give them like a C.
From last year?
Yeah, from last year. They're a C team. I mean, they could be pretty. They could be damn good if they wanted to. But I give them a C. I mean, the way they started the season was crazy, but the way they finished was pretty doggone good. So that's why if I gave them a grade, it would be a C.
It would be a C. If they would have won their first two games, they would have been 9-4.
Yeah.
Even they lost. No. If they would have beat Florida, that would have really vaulted them last year, but that didn't happen. Which I said it was going to happen, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, that wasn't that. Yeah, it was one of your upsets. Tennessee over Florida. But do you think that, like, speaking of Tennessee, like the way they started? I mean, if you're a football player on the team, you like, damn, if we would have started different in the way we ended the year, could they been looking at the Sugar Bowl, possibly a playoff spot, possibly?
It all starts with, did they buy into what Jeremy Pruitt was saying? Which, I mean, they've said that all year long, but did they, at the start, did they really?
I mean, that's a fair point. I don't understand where you're going there,
But I understand, like, if they could have started off like how they ended,
That's true. I mean, if you can look at their schedule, I mean, if it wasn't for the Alabama game, they run the table. But you would think like with Chaney there and with Chaney at Georgia, you would think that'd translate, which it didn't. That didn't translate to the end of the year. But
yeah, and he didn't have the same talent to work with that he had at Georgia.
I mean, that's true. That he did have some athletes there.
I mean, Tennessee has good athletes, but not like in the caliber of Georgia. I mean, they just got no more recruiting class this year.
But I mean,
But overall, looking at 2019, so you said they did pretty good.
they did pretty good. I mean, that's why I gave him a
second
C.
year.
For his second year, he went what? I got it in front of me. He went 5-7 his first year. From 5-7 to 8-5. That's a C. I mean, I can't sit here and bash him for saying it's only his second year there. So
does he need more time? How much time? What is his timetable? If you were the AD for.
He's got to beat. He's got to beat Florida, Georgia, and Alabama.
So is that his? That would be his goals, main goals.
It's got to be, and you're in the East at that.
Yeah, win the East. Beat Georgia, at least.
Beat Georgia.
At least.
Because, I mean, if you're the AD, those are the 3 games you're looking at. If you're going by that curriculum. But at Tennessee, you're in the East. Number 1, like, I know we say Florida, we say Georgia, Florida, and who's the 3rd best team in the East? I mean, you could make a case for Tennessee, but at the same time, it's like, can they be the 3rd best team in the East? They definitely can't be the 2nd, and they sure as hell ain't the 1st. So they got to beat somebody sooner than later. I mean, it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. Yeah, that's all true and dandy, but sooner than later,
And
I mean,
a lot of teams do that. I mean, Auburn does it every year.
you got to beat somebody, bro. That's just what it is. I mean, I like Tennessee, but at the same time, it's like Pruitt's there.
Okay, with Pruitt being there, do you think? Well, let me ask you: was it a home run hire?
Yes, I think it was. But you know what? Let me take this back. I'm looking at it different. I have a question.
Okay.
Going back here, I can make a case that Butch Jones should still be the head coach at Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that many times. Him going 9-4, getting a raise, and getting fired the year after, and
so if this was Butch Jones, let's just say this was Butch Jones.
I mean, did they not? They didn't make a bowl game the year after, I think, that he did that, and they fired him.
Yeah, but Butch Jones they just kicked him. They just ran him out of town. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you take what Butch Jones did, because Butch Jones, I mean, he did beat Georgia on a Hail Mary in Sanford Stadium.
Did he beat A&M? Remember when we watched that game?
Yeah, so he did have some home run. He did win some big games. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just play hypothetical here. Take Butch Jones and drop him into this team. What do you think that?
Well, first of all, I mean, these are practically Butch Jones recruits now that Jeremy Pruitt's playing with when they had that number 5 recruit class or number 3, whatever.
So he was building this.
They wouldn't be going. It wouldn't be. They would be a lot better than what they are. They'd be like going 9-3.
So okay, Pruitt comes in.
Pruitt, see Butch. They had a different offense. They ran spread. Then you bring Chaney in.
Well, Chaney
going pro style, trying to run pro style with spread
but
players.
We all know, like Chaney, like if Chaney MO is we're gonna run the ball. That's what he did at Georgia.
Have good running backs.
That's what he did at Georgia.
They don't have Alvin Kamara back there anymore. That's
what he did at Georgia.
They don't have Alvin Kamara.
That's what he did at Georgia.
Yeah, he had Sonny Michel.
I mean, yeah, you
Swift,
right about that. I
he
can't.
Had,
that's a fair point. I can't
argue
that one.
And was he there when Gurley was there?
Yeah, he was.
I was gonna say no Sean Marino, but that's too far
man.
back. Do you think Mark Richt, if Jeremy Pruitt got fired, do you think Mark Richt would go to Tennessee?
Yes, I think he would.
I just thought about that for some reason. Mark Richt's been visiting every campus in football for some reason. He was at Clemson. He's at Georgia Tech yesterday.
I think Mark Richt. I think he will come back to the SEC, but it's got to be the right job. And I think if Pruitt got fired 3 years from now, 2 years from now, Tennessee will call Mark Richt. But I don't think Pruitt will get fired anytime soon. It's his second year. You at least got to give him like
the difference about other teams in the SEC and Auburn. They actually give their coaches time to to build something. You got to give them time.
He went 8-5, so I mean that's an improvement. Mm-hmm. I got him going 8-4 this year. I'm high on Tennessee this year.
I'm gonna look at the schedule.
I think they can beat Oklahoma. I think they can beat Oklahoma. I know the game is in Oklahoma, but I think they can beat Oklahoma. It's question marks about that Oklahoma team. Jalen Hurts ain't there.
But Spencer Rattler, the quarterback they have, he is good.
Okay, it's early in the year. You don't know what type of team you don't know. You don't know.
True. I mean, Oklahoma's defense could just. They don't have a defense, so Tennessee could just pour on the points. So I'll just make my prediction.
I'll just say this before you make your position. I got them going 8-4. They're gonna beat Oklahoma. That's gonna be their biggest upset of the year. They're gonna lose to Florida. They're gonna lose to Alabama. They're gonna lose to Arkansas. They're gonna lose to Georgia.
Let me just count. Let's see. Okay, win. I got them losing to Oklahoma. I got them beating Furman. I got them. I'll go ahead and say they're gonna beat Florida again this year, just because it's in Tennessee. I'll give them that one.
So their biggest upset is going to be against Florida.
It's going to be... I think it'll be their biggest upset.
So that means...
I'm calling another one. So Florida.
So that's going to make that Georgia-Florida game even more bigger than what it is. Because Florida... Because Florida can't lose another game.
Okay, so...
And it depends on what Georgia record.
I say they're going to beat Missouri, beat South Carolina, lose Alabama, beat Arkansas. I just said that they weren't going to do all this, but here I am putting wins on their column. They can win these games on here. I got them beating Georgia.
So I mean,
their only loss would be to Alabama and Oklahoma, and that puts them in the playoff. Really, if you look at that, 2 losses. Because look, Missouri.
Okay.
Let's see, Charlotte, Furman. Okay, I got them beating Florida, Missouri, Tennessee. South Carolina, Arkansas, Kentucky, Georgia, Troy, Vanderbilt.
If they do it, you say.
So they only got 2 losses.
The Florida-Georgia game means nothing, and Tennessee will play in Atlanta.
But looking at these games, because these games are evenly matched. Besides Alabama, besides Oklahoma, Georgia, Tennessee could beat Georgia.
But they could.
Tough.
They could beat Georgia, but I know everybody's not high on Georgia's QB, but Kirby Smart has a plan. We're gonna run the football and we're gonna win games on defense. That's gonna be that's what Georgia's gonna have their hat on this year. We're gonna run the football and we're gonna win and we're gonna
looking
win
at
on defense.
looking at these games. If Tennessee does what they're supposed to, these games are winnable. But knowing that Tennessee is Tennessee that we know, my second prediction would be 7-6 at best.
7-6
at best.
Look, if
the other prediction would be like if Tennessee's playing at a high level.
Okay,
I could see Oklahoma and Alabama beat.
I'm gonna throw you a scenario on mine. Let's say they beat Florida. They lose to Alabama, and let's say they beat Arkansas, and they lose to Georgia.
Then it has to be a tiebreaker.
That's 9-1.
And
overall.
Then
you go to Atlanta and you lose. Let's say you lose.
Okay, then it'd be right back to the Auburn scenario, but that didn't really play out too good. It would have to base on strength of schedule.
I mean,
what would you rate their schedule at? This schedule, looking at it.
Oklahoma.
I mean, they got the teams.
The one thing about the playoff is that if you lose, you gotta think like the other team has to have a really good year too. So it's like if you beat me, I have to actually have my resume has to be good for you to have a case. So okay,
sure.
You beat
so
me.
Oklahoma would have to win out if Tennessee.
They do,
and
they beat Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and beat whoever in
Alabama
Atlanta.
Would have to.
They will be.
Alabama would have to win out too because
but
if Alabama struggles with teams next year,
exactly, and you know it helps their case as well. Alabama and Georgia got to play each other this year, so that
I forgot
that helps Tennessee right there too. So if you know what Tennessee could do this year, they could be Alabama and Georgia.
That's what I'm saying.
And Oklahoma and Florida all in 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. They could make a playoff run.
That's if they play right.
And if they beat all those teams,
they're in the playoffs.
Auburn might as well play.
They're in the playoffs.
Auburn, Tennessee might as well play in the SEC championship.
They're in the playoffs. If they do this, they're in the playoffs. They're a playoff team.
If that happens, I owe every Tennessee fan $50.
And they will be ranked. They will be ranked. They wouldn't drop past 3.
Is Clemson? Okay, who would be number 2?
Probably Ohio State. I say Clemson, Ohio State, Tennessee, and the 4th team will be somebody out of the
Pac-12.
Yeah, Pac-12. Because damn well they're not going to put 2 SEC teams in there. They're not doing that.
What if Auburn runs the table? Then you got Tennessee. Well, I mean, if they run the table, they would just play an SEC championship, and they would just cancel that out.
Okay.
But let's just say that Tennessee misses the SEC championship, but they still have a good record.
They ain't getting in.
They missed because of the tiebreaker.
They ain't getting in.
And then you got Florida and Auburn playing in the playoffs.
They're not getting in. Tennessee. The committee already said conference titles matters when you get in the playoffs, so they can't skip it.
So
if Florida and Auburn play right, whoever wins that game automatically is going into the playoffs. And you say Tennessee gets left out, but they got the best record, right? They'll still be in the conversation, but depends on who's that other unbeaten team.
Okay, let's just take Alabama. If they win all their games except for the Iron Bowl.
Okay.
They miss the championship.
Okay.
This is just a scenario. This don't have nothing to do with Tennessee.
Okay.
But, Alabama wins out, or not wins out, but loses the Iron Bowl. Miss the SEC championship. Florida and Auburn play. Whoever wins that goes. But would you still put Alabama in there, or a Tennessee or? Team?
Tennessee and Alabama play. Okay, Tennessee and Alabama play right. Okay, let's say Tennessee won a close one. But
at home.
But Alabama lost to Auburn. Alabama ain't going to the playoff. They gonna go back to the ball they just
So
got
the
through
Iron
playing.
Bowl just
Wouldn't even
cancels out
matter.
every.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, not
it wouldn't
just
even matter.
not saying Iron Bowl does matter. I'm just saying like the Iron Bowl. If you lose, okay. Now I'm asking you: if you lose the Iron Bowl, does that cancel out all playoff hopes ever? In every season,
No,
just
it
count
couldn't.
this to every season.
No, because I'm gonna tell you why.
Now we're talking about Iron Bowl.
Okay. I'm gonna use this year. The fourth best team in the country was what? Who made the playoffs last year? Who stopped up the joint?
Oklahoma.
Okay, they got beat by how many points, right?
A lot.
Okay. The next day, the commissioner on Selection Sunday said, "Well, Georgia was still in the conversation for the fourth spot."
Okay. Who?
That's why people want to expand the playoffs right there.
When was it on Selection Sunday? Did they put Georgia in there?
Georgia was still in the conversation.
Okay, in
bro.
the SEC Championship weekend when they did Selection Sunday.
Georgia was
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Georgia
because
was still in
they
the
showed the
conversation.
locker room.
Even with Georgia losing the way they did with LSU, they were still a part of the conversation.
The whole Alabama team thought with them losing the Iron Bowl, they were still going to go. Did you think?
I didn't think that.
That
was some
Alabama team knew that.
I bet you some Alabama fans like, look, okay, whoever loses the SEC championship game, we still got a shot. There was no way in hell Alabama was making the playoffs last year.
And Auburn fans thought Auburn was going to go to the playoff, being 9-3.
If
being 9-3.
look,
I wasn't saying that. I'm saying if we wouldn't have lost to Florida, we could have been in the playoff. But there was Auburn fans coming up to me when we won the Iron Bowl that we're going to the playoff. No, we're not. No, we weren't.
So if Auburn would have beat Florida, I still don't think Florida would make the playoff.
They would have had to beat LSU.
Exactly. You would have to beat LSU the week. You would have had to beat LSU. You lost to LSU. The Florida game was close. The Iron Bowl was close.
Mm-hmm.
So out of those three games,
Georgia game was close.
You would have had to split or go like 3-1 or something like that.
Okay, back to Tennessee. We went all the way around there, but okay.
But for Tennessee's case, if they want to make the playoff, I'm just gonna be real. They gotta win out. They gotta win out.
Some people,
and that ain't happening.
And I didn't say they were going undefeated.
That ain't happening.
3. Could you say what would be the most losses you predicted 4, but what would be the second? Like, if you had to redo your prediction, what would be your second, run-loss record?
If I had to redo this.
Redo it.
If I had to redo this.
You had to redo it.
They play 12 games, right?
Mm-hmm. Which, I gave mine 11 and...
They should.
10-2 would be my first record, and then... That's if they're playing good, and then 7-6 second record.
Okay, they should. Last year they lost the first game of the year.
I know, but I don't think they're gonna do it this year because Jeremy Pruitt will fire their asses up.
They go like this. Okay. All right, they should beat Charlotte. They're gonna lose against Oklahoma. They'll come back and beat what's his face? Furman. They'll lose against Florida. See, that's what I'm saying. Missouri and Tennessee's a toss up.
Mm-hmm.
So
but it's winnable.
It's winnable, but it's a toss up. I'm gonna take Tennessee. I'm gonna say Tennessee. They should win that game. South Carolina, they should win that game. Alabama, that's a loss. Arkansas. A toss-up, Felipe Franks. You don't know. I like Arkansas because of Felipe Franks. I think they're going to do some good things on offense. I don't know about their defense. But Tennessee should win that game. Kentucky, toss-up.
We don't know. Gatewood, question mark. We don't.
I'm gonna say they lose that game. Georgia, no.
Troy
is a win.
and Vanderbilt.
A win. So that's what.
Okay, 7-5. So 7-6. Just like, that's what I saw.
If I had to redo it, my gut was saying 8-4. My heart was saying realistically, like Dante, they're gonna go 7-5.
They can.
And that ain't no sugar.
They gotta win something. They gotta win some game.
They gotta
win
win
these tough games. Probably that's gonna be a college game day. Probably. That's gonna be a college game day. That'll be a college game day. That'll probably be college game day. This will be a college game day if.
Depends on what South Carolina's record is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like they gotta win those track games though. When I look at a schedule, I understand they playing Oklahoma, but like Missouri and Tennessee, that's a trap game to me. Tennessee and Arkansas, that's a trap game.
You told me when Jeremy Pruitt got there that Tennessee was a trap game for Auburn.
It was.
They beat
Exactly.
Auburn. I mean,
exactly. Those are trap games.
and Auburn was playing around with them the whole
time. Trap games. For an example, going off topic.
Okay.
Last night, if you're Lakers fans, the Lakers beat the Clippers.
They beat the Bucks.
And they beat the Bucks.
And then they lose.
And they lost to Brooklyn last night.
Without KD, without Curry.
And everybody called that a what? A trap game.
Because they lost. AD could have won the game for him, but he missed it.
Exactly.
Which
That's when I look at football schedules.
Yeah.
I look at who are those trap games that they can lose to, and it's like.
The Nets got
Missouri and Tennessee, Kentucky and Tennessee, Arkansas and Tennessee. Those are trap. Those are trap games.
Those are good games. The next, okay, if I was in it here, if they go to a bowl, who do you see them playing? Or what bowl game do you see them playing? In Tax Slayer again, or Gator Bowl, or GoDaddy, or BBVA in Birmingham?
I don't know.
If they play in Birmingham, my family's going to be down here to see Tennessee play in Birmingham.
But I do think they will make it to a bowl game. They're bowl game material. But if they want to, if you're Tennessee, and if you're Pruitt,
where do they go from here?
Like, you got practically at your hope. I don't know what they're getting back from last year, but you pretty much got a chunk of it back. I mean, you looking at your.
They only lost one player, the wide receiver.
You're looking at you're looking at your team and you're looking at your schedule. Like, hey, we can really you're telling your team, look, guys, we can be special this year, and it's up to really them. Like, we can really do something and be the talk of the town here, but it's not about it's not about what on paper. It's about what you guys put on the field. So they can be special, but it's like a big question mark with them. Like there's been special teams that have had really good seasons, but haven't won a championship, and it's they could be special. Bro.
So they got to get to that next level.
Yeah, they gotta. Yeah.
They gotta. They're here, but they gotta open that door. They gotta go
because like I said, man, to me is when I look at the East, is it a two-headed? Are we still saying Florida, Georgia, or could we be saying, or could we say Florida, Georgia, Tennessee?
It used to be
the days of South Carolina Warriors.
That's what I'm saying. Which another question that I put this on Facebook group, but this is off topic not about Tennessee, but who do you think the greatest of all time in the SEC is? He could be player, coach, team, you name it. I said, I went player and I said Bo Jackson. So what would you say? And feel free to comment down below who you think the greatest of all time in the SEC is. People said Saban, but because of coach. People said Spurrier, Cam, Bo Jackson. Somebody was trolling me and said Malik Willis.
If I have to go, if I have to go player, I would probably have to say Bo. Because Bo Jackson's really the first, like that running back to really do.
Athlete, yeah.
Bo, and then if I have to go coach, it'll probably would be Saban, but, and I see why you guys are saying Saban. Like,
which I said SEC for a reason.
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah. Nick and probably Bo. Because I like Bo Jackson.
I said Spurrier would be my for SEC coach.
I can see that.
Because of this, how many he practically created the
but do you? But see, like, speaking of coaches here, like, do you think Spurrier should have more? Like, when I look at Spurrier, I say, damn, you're a good coach, but you should have had you need more national championships.
Back then, like all the older people said, back then it was so hard. It was unheard of to go in the field. It was so hard to win a national championship back then. You had to be practically Bear Bryant and go out and recruit, get the tough players, like get the really. It ain't like nowadays. You just go pick up a couple 5-stars at Alabama. And you're like, let's go run this thing. Let's go do this thing.
But that's like, if I was ranking,
people,
one to be Saban, two to be Spurrier. That's just me. He's in my top 5 of coaches.
Somebody said Burrow. Somebody said Ed Orgeron. Somebody said, of course, they said Malik Willis. They've been trolling with Malik.
Walk off this show.
They've been trolling with Malik. They're just throwing out some crap. But I said Bo Jackson is number 1. But people said in order, they said Bo 1, Cam 2, Herschel 3.
I forgot about Herschel Walker. Damn, I forgot about Herschel Walker.
He was good too. Him and Bo were good.
Yeah, those two running backs could crack some scores.
Johnny wasn't in there at all. Johnny football.
Yeah, but Johnny, let me tell you something about Johnny though. Johnny doesn't get a credit because for like one tick of a second there, he was killing the league at once upon a time. He was giving all the coaches headaches.
He was player of the year.
And people forget about this.
Him and Mark Ingram.
People forget about this.
See, Alabama won that championship.
Y'all remember that day in Tuscaloosa when they came on down there and beat us down there?
It didn't matter because they played in the national championship.
It didn't matter. Oh,
Dante thought.
But
Dante thought that Alabama wasn't gonna win another national championship ever. Then right after it happened, Dustin showed me the video.
Alabama really ain't played for that championship for like 2 years now, 3 years.
It's been crazy.
But like I said, like I tell Dallas these theories all the time about football, and I think that like for some reason like I said this before, and I think I cursed Alabama. I think I cursed them when I said it. I said I did say this. I said if you want to beat Alabama, you better beat them.
And I said I know he's gonna say that, and Auburn's gonna win the Iron Bowl.
Because I feel it's some like I feel like Alabama's gonna rack off 3 straight. Like they're gonna win it. They're gonna 3-peat. Like I just got a feeling they're gonna 3-peat. I have a good
feeling the Iron Bowl's gonna be a good one next year too. I mean, it always is, but we'll talk about Auburn on another day. But that's all we have for Tennessee today, and we covered a pretty good bit on SEC football.
Who's next week, by the way?
Next week, I've been thinking this over, and I wanted to talk about.
Oh Lord!
This. I had a good pick. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Texas A&M.
Oh, Jimbo
Fisher. Because look, they're paying this man so much money.
Right
this is a sneak peek. Paying this man so much money, and they're waiting for it to kick in. It's like they're just waiting for him to win a national championship.
But do you know though? Like people, I've been reading articles and saying this Texas A&M team with Kelly Bond as quarterback could win a national championship.
That is everyone's pick. Florida A&M, Ohio State, and Clemson.
Like, oh my goodness. I was like, with Kelly Mond back there at
He
quarterback.
could if he gets his ability or gets his head on straight.
But you
and
would
throw
think,
interceptions.
but you would think that
they could do
as
that
as
now.
a veteran quarterback that he
He's
is,
good. I mean, he
he
just makes so.
I think he try to do too much.
Oh, he does.
I think that's Jimbo's problem. Like Jimbo, he's calling the plays, his glasses done like that. But you know what? But like Texas A&M, I like A&M, but to pay this man $75 million, I wish we need to go find.
Go find us a coaching team.
For $75 million
team.
for 10 years, and it's guaranteed. That's guaranteed.
Gus don't
bro.
even make that.
But I want to know how much is Gus making guaranteed though, because that $75 million is guaranteed.
Guaranteed money for Gus is $72 million.
See, he's cashing
Because
checks
see,
too.
if Gus gets fired today, he gets half of that to start with.
But
And then over the next 3 years, let's see, he only has 3 more years left on his contract. So if he gets fired today, he would get half of that, and then over the next 3 years it'll be split up.
But see but you know what though? I think like for Jimbo, he left like he did leave Florida State.
Which Florida State
he left them in a mess.
They got a great hire, and they
Yeah,
got
that's a good hire.
they got a quarterback that Auburn was gonna get. He was a 5-star quarterback, and he went to Florida.
Like, and Kelly Danaher too.
Kenny.
I don't even know
he's
why
gone.
I don't even know why Gus wasted his time.
Gus
Alright.
hired him just, I guess, to give Kenny some credit. Like, here, put this on your resume. But anyway, probably just to hire him, just like freaking people used to hire me, because I'm from Food Outlet or something. Here. But anyway, that's all we have. Next week we're talking about
A&M.
Jimbo Fisher. He gets paid too much. So we'll see y'all later.
Wow.